products at this location. Cameras and video cameras are permitted inside Lowell Park for personal photos, but cannot be used to reproduce the game, players, or on-field events without the express written permission of the Kettleers. Use of cameras or video equipment must not interfere with other fans' enjoyment of the game. Kettleers, Bourne Braves, Cape Cod Baseball League, and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, athletes, coaches, or team representatives, grounds for removal from Lowell Park. The Cotuit Athletic Association and the Kettleers want to ask our loyal fans to please start parking your vehicles at the Cotuit Elementary School area. We've lined much of the field, so it'll be easy to park and leave when you want. The town closely monitoring street parking. This is a viable solution to attending Kettleer games and avoid getting parking tickets. The town is allowing parking on Lowell Ave on the side closest to the field. In addition, you can park only on the odd-numbered side of Main Street, but not on the sidewalk. We appreciate your cooperation and, of course, support of the Kettleers. And now, please, ladies and gentlemen, rise and remove your hats as we welcome 22-year-old Colleen Ellis, a Barnstable resident, whose family has been housing players for 12 years. Colleen has a passion for music and the arts. She was a music director and lead, an American Idiot last summer at the Academy of Performing Arts. She most recently performed in Legally Blonde at the Cotuit Center for the Arts this past May. Her family is currently hosting Kettleers James Ellwanger and Zach Duenas. Ladies and gentlemen, Colleen Ellis. Ladies and gentlemen, 22-year-old Colleen Ellis. And with that, you know what that means. It's now time to play ball here at Lowell Park.
It's game 18 of the Cape League season, and we're in Cotuit at Lowell Park for the first time as the 6-9-2 Bravos face off against the 10-7 Cotuit Kettleers. And we welcome you to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network here tonight alongside Cam Manna. I'm Nathan Schwartz. Cam, yesterday for the Bravos, a big win over the Mariners at home, 5-2, and arguably the most complete game and most dominant win of the summer.
And it started once again with starting pitching. You get 4 1/3 from Ben Bybee. We saw Chase Meyer and John Abraham out of the bullpen. The Braves were able to pitch well early. We saw back-to-back nights in the Gateman. The team goes up 6-0. The Braves have to work back. We saw that resilience. But last night, Bourne stayed ahead, worked ahead, top of the lineup to the bottom, got on base, and were able to hit with runners in scoring position. Finally, something we've talked about came to fruition, and once again, it comes down here today against a good Kettleers offense. Starting pitching is the recipe to success for this Brave squad.
This Bourne team playing its best brand of baseball as of late. Cotuit, on the other hand, is faltering just a little bit. They've now fallen into third place in the West Division, with Bourne slotted in at that fourth position. But let's go back to that last matchup between these two teams last Friday at Dorn Park. That was a 3-0 Bourne lead going into the top half of the fourth inning. Cotuit ties that game up. They wind up winning 7-3. Bourne didn't have any hits after the fourth inning, only 3 total.
Yeah, they had the 3 runs in the first 2 innings, 3 hits, as you mentioned, that whole entire game. The offense was not there, and it was one of those games where the Braves start early and they kind of let off the gas, and then they can't come back from the deficit. And once again, it was another game where the Braves pitching staff, there's those damaging innings, those 2-3 spots that the Kettleers were able to have, and Bourne lasted against Harwich. They stopped that. So this Brave staff, when an inning gets rough, you can't let it to get to a 3-4 spot, takes you out of the baseball game, and we saw that against the Cats last Friday.
And even though they weren't able to come back in that matchup, the past couple of days they've been playing extremely well from behind. They were down 6-0 against Wareham on Wednesday, came back to make that a 2-run loss, and then in the tie on Thursday on the 4th, they were down 6-0 again, came back and tied it 8-8, had a chance to win it late, but ultimately couldn't get it done. And now trying to win a 7th game here this summer, and it'll be Zane Adams on the mound for the Bravos.
And Zane Adams has been good so far. We'll go back to his last start. It was one of his lesser starts, but still gave the Bourne Braves a chance on the offensive side. 4 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned, and 4 strikeouts. That came against this Cotuit squad, and that came on Friday. And the Kettleers were able to hit once Adams was out of the game, but he was solid out of Alabama this past spring. 16 starts, 47 strikeouts. So the lefty commands the zone, and it's once again similar to Bybee. Early on, there's the struggle, and then bearing down from innings 2 through 5. You want to see Adams once again give the Braves a chance, 4 to 5 innings of work, and then go from there.
The Kettleers taking the field here at Lowell Park. They are 5-4 at home this summer, their 10th home game, as the Bravos will play in their 10th road game. They are 3-6 on the road, as the Kettleers send the senior right-hander from the College of Charleston, Aiden Hunter, out onto the mound for his 2nd appearance of this summer, but his 3rd career against Bourne.
Yeah, he pitched against the Braves a lot last summer out of the bullpen, and Garrett Michelle, kind of the only player that knew Aiden Hunter, was actually able to hit a home run off Hunter last summer, but he had a solid season at Charleston. He was CAA 2nd team and was able to do a lot of damage. 7-1 record, 16 appearance, showed 2 out of the bullpen, 14 starts. So a commanding pitcher with a very hard-throwing fastball, and has been with the Cotuit Kettleers now. You go back 2 straight summers, and he's looking to command them here after a 4-2 loss last night.
And he'll face a Bourne lineup that looks very similar to the one we saw last night at home against Harwich. It'll start off with Clay Grady at shortstop. He reached base 4 times last night for the Bravos. Cam Kojal goes from the DH spot to second base today. He bats second. Ethan Conrad getting his first start at designated hitter tonight. He will bat third. Braden Holcomb back to the outfield. He'll play left field tonight and bat cleanup. Blake Barthel moves from second to third and bats fifth. Ben Hartle's back behind the plate and bats sixth. And now we start to see those changes that I alluded to. Garrett Michelle is back at first base batting seventh. Landon Viderick in right field batting eighth. And Isaiah Jackson gets another start in center and bats ninth. Bourne going with the road navy blue jerseys with the red lettering on the words and the numbers, and the gray pants with the red piping. Cotuit wearing those white pinstripe unis with the maroon socks, the maroon hats, and the maroon lettering. As Clay Grady gets ready to step into the batter's box, on a overcast night here in Cotuit. One of the few parks on the Cape that does not have lights, so we may see a game end early tonight due to darkness, which would be the first time it happens to Bourne this summer. And Hunter goes out of the line. First pitch breaking ball in there for strike one to Clay Grady, who's hitting .229 across 11 starts coming into tonight's game. Had an RBI single last night to get his 4th RBI of the summer. 0-1 to the plate is Hunter, and that one misses down low as the count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. For Hunter this spring, 16 appearances, 14 of those being starts. A .376 ERA across 76 and 2/3 innings. And the 1-1 fastball to Grady misses off the plate. Grady's been all over this lineup, but for the most part has been in the bottom half. But the last few days has been getting some chances at the top of this order, and he's made the most of it. 2-1, another heater, another ball missing above the zone for Aiden Hunter. And Grady, the leadoff man, up in the count 3-1. Grady reached base in all 4 of his plate appearances last night. 2 singles, 2 walks in that leadoff spot. And on the 3-1 from Hunter, he shoots one to right field. This one is reaching fair, and it's going to be caught by the right fielder tonight in Devin Taylor, making his return from Team USA.
And a good piece there from Grady. Kind of got some people on their feet on a low and outside fastball from Hunter. And Grady's been seeing the ball a lot better at the top of this order.
A lot of returners from Team USA for Cotuit. We'll dive into that a little bit later as Cam Koziel steps into the box for Bourne, hitting .186 across 12 games. Tied for second in the Cape in doubles. And the first pitch he sees, he sends a long way to right field. Back goes Taylor. Goodbye, baseball. Cam Koziel hits the 4th home run of the summer for the Bravos. All 4 have come on the road. It's his first, and Bourne with an early 1-0 lead.
And a perfect time to bring this up as Cam Koziel keeps it going here from Lowell Park a year later. The Braves scored 45 runs in 4 games against the Kets here from Lowell Park last summer. Long balls were a big factor. There were 5 of those, and Cam Koziel sends one, a no-doubter to right.
Maybe something of a sign to come with those 45 runs last year against the Kettleers here at Lowell Park. And now a first pitch ball to Ethan Conrad, who yesterday had his 8-game hitting streak snapped. It was the first time with the Braves that he did not reach base. But he's still hitting .514. So not too much damage to that average. And on the 1-0, he takes again on the breaking stuff. And it's 2-0 to Conrad. Aiden Hunter did have the strikeout stuff, 56 of them this spring. He had 35 in 2023 at Charleston, 39 in his freshman season with South Carolina in the ACC. 2-0 to Conrad. He likes it, grounds it to Tyler Cerny at shortstop, and he makes the throw to Tanner Thatch for out number 2 as we take a look at this Cotuit defense. Brandon Compton, Max Ballou, and Devin Taylor from left to right in the outfield. Ballou and Devin Taylor both were a part of Team USA's collegiate national team last week. Timo Becerra at third, Tyler Cerny at shortstop, Jaron Advincula at second, with Tanner Thatch at first, and Cannon Peebles, the national champion behind the plate from Tennessee, doing the catching. As Braden Holcomb, the cleanup hitter for Bourne, steps in. 2 away, a 1-0 Bourne lead here in top 1. And a first pitch strike from Aiden Hunter to Holcomb. Holcomb, a .305 average. That leads the qualified players on Bourne's team. 0-1 outside. That'll even the count. Very mixed year for Holcomb. 16 of his 18 hits have been singles. He had a double yesterday, just his 2nd extra base hit of the summer. And the 1-1 from Hunter. Cut on and missed for strike 2. But Holcomb, the .305 average, the .379 on base percentage, that also leads the qualified players on Bourne's team. But he's still up there for the Cape League in strikeouts, now 2nd behind Chris Stanfield. But also on the flip side, tied for 7th in hits. And on the 1-2 breaking ball, he lets it go for ball 2.
Wait, and overall he's been seeing the ball a lot better. And we saw the extra base hits flashing now throughout the last 5 games. Important to see for the powerful Holcomb.
2-2 count, 2 away, 1-0 Bourne lead here in the top of the first. Aiden Hunter to the plate, and he blows one by Holcomb for strike number 3. But the Bravos take an early lead on the big fly. Cam Kojal with his first of the summer, and it's 1-0 Bravos as we head to the bottom of the first from Lowell Park. Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines, spirits, and craft beer handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at 590A MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story.
I'm Chris Stanfield, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Marty Chevrolet, your dealer for the people, proudly supports the Bourne Braves baseball team. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com and go Braves.
What a start for Bourne here at Lowell Park in Cotuit. Game number 2 of the summer between the Bravos and the Kettleers. It'll be matchup 2 of 5 between these two squads in the West Division. And Zane Adams with some early run support thanks to the Cam Kojal solo home run with one away in the top half. And for Adams, going to make his 4th appearance, his 3rd start of the summer for the Bravos. He's 1-0 with a .360 ERA across 10 innings and is going to make his first start since last time out against Cotuit.
And we saw in that first start, struggling start for Adams, as Cotuit was able to get on the board pretty early, but went 4 innings, and that's important to see. We saw Bybee last night, 4 1/3, and the offense already starting here for Bourne. So Adams, once again, you give yourself a chance. Tyler Fay could be hot out of the bullpen. We saw his ability a week back and how he can go 5 innings out of the bullpen. So you need another quality start here from Adams, and the lefty has a very sweeping breaking ball and can command the zone well and low with a fastball.
The curveball is that breaking ball Cam is alluding to. Has been really good so far over his first 3 appearances. And Grant J to lead things off for Cotuit. First pitch past Hartle behind the plate. It'll be a 1-0 count to the Dallas Baptist backstop, who's going to be the designated hitter tonight for Cotuit. Hitting 182 through 12 games so far. Couple of homers and 7 RBIs. And pitch number 2 just outside on the heater. Now an 87 from Zane Adams from Alabama, going into his sophomore campaign with the Crimson Tide. Adams out of the line. 2-0 breaking pitch is fouled away by Jay as the count moves to 2-1. Here's the Cotuit lineup. Grant Jay lead things off. Tanner Thatch in the number 2 spot. Cannon Peebles bats 3rd. Devin Taylor bats 4th. Tyler Cerny in the 5th spot. Max Ballou bats 6th. Timo Becerra in that 7th spot. Brandon Compton bats 8th. And Jaron Advincula bats 9th. As the 2-1 from Adams, drilled to left center. But right there is Braden Holcomb, but he can't get there. It's into the gap and a 1-hop off the wall. The throw comes into Kojal and a leadoff double for Grant J.
And a fastball middle in there from Zane Adams that Jay just turns on. Went 1 for 2 last night as a pinch hitter, and Jay at the top of this order just smoked that baseball. And a good response here for the Cotuit lineup, looking to score quickly.
It looked like Holcomb had a great read on that ball. Has the speed to get there. Just couldn't quite get there in time on a laser beam off the bat of Grant J. 104 miles an hour off the bat. And that gives way to Tanner Thatch from UNC Wilmington. First pitch he sees from the Alabama southpaw is a called strike. For Thatch yesterday, 4 hits and 5 at-bats, including a double in the 4-2 loss at Chatham. He was 1 for 16 in his last 5 games before that 4-hit game yesterday. And a good block by Hartle here on the 0-1 as the count evens at a ball and a strike.
And back to the Holcomb play, it almost seemed like, too, he sprinted fully in and towards the gap, and that ball carried. Wind is blowing out here from Lowell Park.
Already saw it help the Kojal home run. And a 1-1 pitch from Adams. Line drive over the head of Michelle and into right field. That's Viderick in right field today. The throw comes into Michelle, the cutoff man. And back-to-back hits for the Kettleers. Gives them runners on the corners with nobody out trying to tie this thing up.
So 2 pitches that Adams wants back. You get an up and inside fastball. Jay turns on. You hang a breaking ball there to Thatch. And Thatch has been seeing the ball so well of late. Strong lefty swing to the right side. And the Kettleers in business.
And for Cotuit in the first inning last Friday against Adams, went down 1-2-3. Adams retired the first 5. Didn't give up a run until the 4th inning when he gave up 3. And after that 4th inning, he had to come out of the game. And a great start for Cotuit, and now Cannon Peebles to the plate, the backstop. First pitch curveball in there for a strike. Peebles with a national championship added to his resume, spending his first 2 years just this past year at Tennessee, spent his freshman year at NC State. And a chance to bring home a tying run here for Cotuit. Second pitch down in the dirt. Hartle blocks, and the count moves to 1-1 strike. But Peebles, just his 3rd game with Cotuit. 0 for 5 he is so far. He's only reached base once on a hit by pitch. Stolen a base and struck out 3 times since making his way from Omaha in the College World Series. Runners on the corners for the Kettleers. 1-1 breaking ball again in the dirt. Hartle's been very busy behind the plate tonight so far as Zane Adams struggles to command the zone.
And we've seen Adams hit the zone. Just when he's hit it so far, he's been hit hard. He's missed in really tough spots that have been dangerous to both Jay and Thatch. And looking to bear down here, you almost want to try to trade an out for a run.
2-1 count now from Zane Adams. He goes to the plate. Another line drive that is going to fall for a base hit. To score is Grant Jay on the RBI single. The throw comes to third by Viderick, and that's going to be an out at third base. So the RBI single for Peebles ties things up, but Adams gets the first out of the inning on the defensive play by Viderick in right field.
Really good throw there from Viderick, shading towards the line, and almost seemed like a broken bat from Peebles, then kind of gave that chance for Viderick, who was playing pretty in towards the line, to have a nice one-hop throw to Barthel at third base.
So now Devin Taylor, one of the most dangerous hitters in the entire country, steps in. And the first pitch he sees in his return to Cotuit is a called strike on the outside corner. But we could talk about Devin Taylor all day long, hitting .313 in the first 6 games of his summer with the Kettleers. Goes to Cary with Team USA, and now back at Lowell Park for the first time. 0-1 breaking ball misses for Adams, and the count evens a ball and a strike. But for Taylor, .357 average this spring with the Hoosiers, 20 homers, 11 doubles, and 54 runs driven in. He led the Big Ten in home runs and was top 10 in average hits and RBIs. Adams to the plate on the 1-1. Taylor thought about it, holds back, and it's going to be ball number 2.
And it's nice for the Kets here in offense that's needs some help of late to get their guys back from Team USA, and Taylor can place them right back in the middle of this order.
Already 3 hits through the first 3 batters tonight for Cotuit. And a 2-1 breaking ball off the glove of Hartle, and that will allow Peebles to advance to second base. It was a great start for Bourne with that Kojal home run to right field. But 3 straight hits for Cotuit. A great play by Viderick in right to get Thatch at third base. And now another runner in scoring position for Cotuit with Peebles at second and 1 away for Devin Taylor, the cleanup man. 3-1 to the Hoosier. Fastball in the outside corner, strike 2.
And you almost get a reset on the throw from Viderick to third base to give you that first out, even though it came off of a hit. Now if he can get Taylor down here on a 3-2, helps you down with 2 away.
Taylor 5 hits so far this summer in the Cape. And a 3-2 fastball he fouls away. Just more on Taylor's historic sophomore campaign with Indiana. He was named first-team All-Big Ten for the second consecutive year, which makes him the first Hoosier to earn first-team All-Big Ten honors as both a true freshman and a true sophomore. And a 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout for Zane Adams for out number 2 here in bottom 1.
And that's why the Viderick throw helps so much. Now you get 2 down, still that runner on second base in Peebles, but now you have a chance to put down Cerny here and end this inning and keep it at 1 apiece.
So from one Hoosier to another, Taylor to Tyler Cerny, Indiana's shortstop, playing shortstop tonight for Cotuit, with the runner on second and 2 away. First pitch changeup misses down low for ball 1. Cerny hitting .216 so far this summer, 11 hits and 51 at-bats. He's been with the Kettleers all summer long since that first game back on June 15th. 1-0, curveball, beautiful at the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Cerny hit .315 this spring with Indiana, 10 homers, 24 doubles, which was top 5 in the Big Ten, top 20 in the country. Here's the 1-1 from Adams. Another curveball and another swing and a miss by an Indiana hitter. And it puts the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tyler Cerny. As the Kettleers try and extend this inning, they've already tied it at 1 on the Cannon Peebles RBI single. Adams checks back at Peebles and goes to the plate on the 1-2. And it's fouled past the on-deck circle where Max Ballou stands, the Big 12 Player of the Year on deck for Cotuit from Texas. And we'll reset with the 1-2 count. 3 straight hits, the strikeout. You got the defensive play by Viderick for that first out. And now a 1-2. Line drive to right, but right at Viderick, the Bearcat. He makes the catch. And that'll end the first frame. Bourne gets 1 on the Kozel homer. Cotuit gets 1 on the Peebles RBI single. And we're squared away at 1 apiece. Heading into top 2 from Lowell Park, you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Convention Data Services, or CDS, is an event technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com, cdsreg.com, and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Welcome back to Lowell Park, the home of the Cotuit Kettleers. A 1-1 ball game after the first inning here between the Bravos and the Kettleers. Nathan Schwartz and now Adam Gotkin with you here on the broadcast. Adam, let's talk about some Major League Baseball, and already a big day for the New York Yankees.
A massive win for the Yanks today over the Boston Red Sox. I know our producer Jeremy Gay is a little bit upset about that. Cam Manna, though, very happy. That game ended 14-4. 7 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning for the Bronx Bombers. Also going on around the majors, Astros against the Twins. That was a Minnesota 9-3 victory. 7 runs for the Twins in the first 3 innings. Cardinals against the Nationals. That game right now in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Nats lead 9-4. James Wood, one of the top prospects in baseball, hit his first Major League home run. Phillies against the Braves gets underway at 7:15. Phillies starter Ranger Suarez has been one of the best starters in all of baseball so far this year with a 10-2 record and a sub-1 whip. Finally, the Brewers against the Dodgers. That's a 7:15 start out in L.A. That's a battle between the 2nd and 3rd best teams in the National League, but Milwaukee has lost 2 in a row.
Adam, thank you so much. One more note on that Red Sox-Yankees game. Ben Rice, one of the Yankees' top prospects, with 3 home runs in that game, replacing Anthony Rizzo at first base for the time being. I know Cam very excited to see that on the drive over.
We'll be eating also some rice tonight, actually. I've already had it on my scorecard for dinner.
That's what you got to do after Ben Rice hits 3 jacks. And now Blake Barthel trying to hit another jack for the Bravos. Sees a first pitch strike. Leading off this top half of the 2nd inning for Bourne. Barthel, hailing from Coastal Carolina, hitting .231 across 4 games with the Bravos. And an 0-1 ground ball to second base. Advincula Fields throws to first, and that's out number 1. That's 3 straight in a row retired for Aiden Hunter, the Cotuit starter, after the Cam Koziel home run. But now 4 out of 5 hitters that have come to the plate for Bourne have made contact, a sign of good things to come for this offense, who has struggled mightily with the strikeout throughout the summer. And now Ben Hartle to the plate, doing the catching tonight, playing in his 4th consecutive game since being added to the roster. And he sees a first pitch ball from Hunter.
Yeah, the Braves have struck out 165 times, third on the Cape. They've fluctuated between first and third over the last 10 days.
Hunter out of the wind, 1-0 fastball. That finds the outside corner for strike number 1. This team, the offensive identity, it's so funky because they're near the top of the Cape in stolen bases and walks and doubles, but in the bottom half in a bunch of categories as well. As Hartle takes down low on the 1-1 to get up 2 balls and 1 strike against Hunter. But their bottom 5 in runs, strikeouts, hits, average, OPS, just hit their 4th home run, but still that's last in the Cape. Trying to get back on track. 2-1 curveball. Hartle waits on it, but fouls it straight into the ground as the count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. On the pitching side of things, it's kind of similar as well. They're 2nd in strikeouts, tied for 3rd in walks, but 7th in batting average against. They've allowed the most home runs in the Cape, and they're 9th in ERA. 2-2 pitch from Hunter to Hartle. Upstairs for ball 3 as the Kansas Jayhawk backstop looks to get on base with a full count. Barthel began the inning with a ground ball to Advincula at second base. And on the 3-2, Hartle skies it foul. Decent crowd here tonight at Lowell Park. Always good attendance for this Kettleer fan base. You have some fans out in the outfield as well in front of the Cotuit bullpen. And another 3-2 offering to Ben Hartle. Just outside for ball 4. An excellent eye from the Jayhawk will put a 1-out base runner at first for the Bravos.
And a good eye there from Hartle. And his 4th walk this season, he's been hit by 3 pitches. He's just found a way to get on base. The hits haven't been there yet, but it doesn't matter when he's getting on base in the middle of this order.
The on-base percentage for Hartle coming in, .462 in just 7 at-bats. That's now the 7th time he's reached base as Garrett Michelle comes to the plate, looking to snap out of a funk. Had a quick throw over to first to keep Hartle honest. He has not attempted to steal quite yet. But Garrett Michelle, 1 hit in his last 25 at-bats. That came on Tuesday at YD. And another throw over to first before the first pitch to Michelle.
But the last time he was here at Lowell Park in the Game 1 of the West Semis, 3 for 4, 3 RBIs for Michelle.
Batting 7th tonight for Bourne and playing first base. Now the first pitch of his first at-bat today is a changeup outside. Overall for Garrett this summer, 135 average in his return to Bourne. This will be the 13th game he's appeared in, his 11th start. 5 hits and 37 at-bats. Here's the 1-0. Another changeup. This time it does find the outside corner for strike number 1. Michelle, 243 average with Bourne a year ago. 7 homers. A lot of those came late in the summer as he found his stride heading into the postseason, where he hit 300 and had 3 of those 7 home runs. And another throw over to first base, but we still haven't seen Tanner Thatch actually lay the tag on Ben Hartle quite yet. He's not much of a base-stealing threat. Wasn't at Heartland, wasn't at Kansas, and nothing here so far in the Cape. 1-1 slow chopper into the grass, foul in front of the Bourne dugout along the first base side as Michelle down 1-2.
But for this Cotuit squad led by Mike Roberts as their field manager, they understand the Braves want to steal, so no matter who's on the base paths, they're going to make it known that they understand their game plan.
Bourne now tied for the Cape lead with Hyannis at 43 stolen bags. The Bravos had 6 last night. And now a 1-2 offering to Michelle. Misses just above the lettering, those Bourne letters on the front of the jersey. Even count now, 2 balls and 2 strikes from Aiden Hunter, the senior right-hander at a College of Charleston, to Garrett Michelle, the junior Hokie. Out of the stretch, 2-2 fastball blown past Michelle. And make that one for his last 26 as he strikes out for the 14th time this summer.
Two really good fastballs back-to-back there from Hunter. First one he misses up and in by a few inches on the take from Michelle, and then goes back to it up and away, and Michelle kind of expected to see it on that next pitch. Both were close. He swings at the second one to go down.
Fastball, changeup, slider. That's been the mix so far for Aiden Hunter, making his first start of the summer, his second appearance with Cotuit in his third season with the Kettleers. And a first pitch changeup to Landon Viderick misses low. Landon, the junior at Cincinnati, making his 10th appearance, 8th start of the summer. He came in yesterday's game, rather the 4th against Wareham, with an intentional walk. Appeared as a pinch runner in the 8th inning. And another pitch outside as Peebles will tell Hunter to, take some time, settle things down, maybe wait a little longer between pitches. As Viderick up in the count 2-0 with 2 away here in top 2. Hartle remains the runner at first base following his 1-out walk. And a big swing and a miss from Viderick on the 2-0 off speed.
And a 2-0 is a challenging pitch for a pitcher, and with Hunter being a fastball-type guy, Viderick knows fastball's coming. It's kind of a power-on-power, but he wins that battle, works himself back 2-1.
Hunter on the All-CAA second team this spring, and he pumps in another 2-1 breaking ball for a strike. So that's going to even the count after Viderick was up 2-0. It's even 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 away here in the top half of the second, in a tied game, 1 apiece. Hunter checks the runner. 2-2 breaking ball just in front of us. And not much of a chance we're going to get a foul ball today. Have to be an extremely lucky pop-up behind the plate. But that's probably as close as we're going to get on the foul ball by Viderick.
Very much so.
That one on a 2-hop right back to us behind the plate. And Hunter resets. Another 2-2 pitch. Change-up outside for ball 3. A lot of deep counts so far tonight for Bourne. And some confusion there. Viderick was taking his time out of the box, but one of the Cotuit bat boys came out to give our home plate umpire, Joe Carrico, some baseballs. And now a 3-2 offering. Hartle goes and a line drive to right field. Taylor on the move. He's going to get there. And the line out by Viderick ends the top half of the second. Bourne gets a base runner, but does nothing with it. And the score remains 1 apiece from Lowell Park between Bourne and Cotuit.
To be seen for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major.
Hello, I'm Cam Kozel, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Zane Adams had some issues in that bottom half of the first inning. 3 consecutive hits to begin for Cotuit. The J double, the Thatch single, and the Cannon Peebles RBI single. But a new inning and still a tie game between Bourne and Cotuit. Game number 2 of 5 between these two West Division foes in the 2024 regular season. Left-on-left matchup to begin the second. Zane Adams and Max Ballou from Texas. And a first pitch ball from Adams on the fastball. Ballou, the reigning Big 12 Player of the Year in his sophomore season. He only had 20 at-bats as a freshman. 1-0. Chopper to the right side. Garrett Michelle fields, flips underhand to Zane Adams, who covers the bag. And we love a good PFP for the first out.
And you show some athleticism off the mound there from Zane Adams. And he's been one of the more athletic pitchers off the mound from what we've seen so far. And a good first out for him to work back after a tough first inning where he was missing middle of the zone. And now you kind of settle yourself in here in bottom two.
He retired the first 5 batters he faced in the last matchup against the Kettleers. That was his last appearance. So 2 straight against Cotuit for Adams. As Becerra fouls the first pitch off. Timo Becerra, the senior infielder from Stanford, playing third base today for Cotuit, hitting just 133 across 7 games this summer. Only has 2 hits. Both of those came in the first matchup between these two back on June 28th at Dorn Park. 0-1. Curveball just misses down low. Becerra's only extra base hit came in that game. He was 2 for 5 with a double and an RBI single. He also added a stolen base. That's his only stolen base of the summer. Looking to keep his hot streak against the Bravos alive. But he hits one on the ground to Blake Barthel at third. He throws across the diamond, and that's back-to-back outs to begin the second for Zane Adams.
And Zane a lot more settled in now, keeping his pitches lower in the zone, working early on first pitch strikes. Now 4 straight put down here from Adams and looking for his first 1-2-3.
And that gives way to Brandon Compton, one of 3 Arizona State outfielders on the 2 combined rosters between Bourne and Cotuit. Compton, the left fielder, batting 8th. First pitch in there for strike 1. Compton's been hitting the cover off the baseball the last 7 games, hitting .348, but a .255 average overall this summer with Cotuit in 16 games. 0-1 curveball, that's going to find the top of the zone, and Zane Adams really finding his moxie right now on the mound here at Lowell Park. He's up against Compton 0-2 with 2 away in a tied game at 1 apiece. He gets the sign from Hartle. Here's the pitch. He overthrew it. It's above the zone. But for Compton, he's tied for 5th in the Cape in home runs, tied for 7th in RBIs with 12. And he's got a 12-game on-base streak. Adams to the plate on the 1-2. Another ground ball right back to him. He's going to throw overhand to Michelle and a 1-2-3 second for the Alabama Southpaw. As we head to the top half of the third, still tied at 1 between the Bravos and the Kettleers here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Convention Data Services, or CDS, is an events technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of Cape Cod baseball. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn. Top half of the third here from Lowell Park. Alongside Cam Manna, I'm Nathan Schwartz. Pleased to be bringing you all the action tonight here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. 1-1. is the score between the Bravos and the Kettleers. Bourne's run came on a Cam Koziel solo homer in the top half of the first, and for Cotuit, Cannon Peebles, their catcher, an RBI single in the bottom half of that inning. As Isaiah Jackson leads things off for Bourne here in the top three. First pitch he sees is a breaking ball that finds the middle of the zone. For Jackson, we've talked about it a lot, and we hate to keep harping on it, but 0 for his last 25. Hasn't gotten a hit since opening day. 0-1 goes fishing, and he's quickly down 0-2.
And the toughest part has been going down 0-2 very quickly. He's been able to work back at times, but expanding the zone there was Jackson on the 0-1.
He struck out 10 times this summer. Has reached base a couple of times recently. And now an 0-2 fastball. Just missing. Jackson didn't get an at-bat yesterday. He walked after he came into the game as a pinch runner in the 6th inning for Davis Gillespie. And now a 1-2 pitch from Aiden Hunter is down the left field line, but just foul. That could have been it. Would have been an inside-out swing. That could have gone down the left field line and been Jackson's first hit in 3 weeks. But it goes about 5 feet foul and keeps the count at 1-2. Hunter back out of the windup with nobody on. And another one inside out fouled away. As the same Cotuit player that went to get the last foul ball gets another one right to his feet.
And 2 inside pitches from Jackson a little bit late, but spoiling them off. See where Hunter goes here.
Jackson swinging at anything close. Choked up on the bat. And the 1-2 heater above the zone to even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 0.74 is the average for Jackson over his first 11 games this summer. 2 for 27. That 2 for 3 opening day game against Orleans, the highlight of his summer. 2-2 offering. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Jackson goes down for a 26th consecutive time for out number 1 here in the 3rd.
And not much that you could say for Jackson. It just have to keep turning the page and now look towards the next at-bat. It's only going to take 1 for Jackson to get the weight off his shoulders. Just have to get the 1.
He'll get a couple more chances tonight as Clay Grady steps back into the box for Bourne. First pitch he sees his second time up. Misses in the dirt. For Grady, a fly out to Devin Taylor in right his first time up. First time he didn't reach base as the leadoff hitter for Bourne the last couple of days. Here's Hunter's 1-0. It's a curveball that never drops. As Grady, the leadoff man, who walked 2 times yesterday, he's walked 7 times this summer, tries to work another count here and get himself on base with 1 away. Straight up defense for Cotuit behind Hunter, and the 2-0 fastball at the top of the zone against Clay Grady, who stands just 5'9", 170 pounds from the Virginia Beach area. (2-1) from Aiden Hunter. Another curveball that is above the Bourne lettering on the jersey of Grady, and it's a 3-1 count to the Hokie shortstop. Hunter very experienced on the mound. His 3rd summer with the Kettleers. And a 3-1 fastball in the dirt for ball 4 as Clay Grady reaches first base. But just quickly back to Aiden Hunter as Cannon Peebles goes to have a chat with him out on the mound. He's made 42 appearances in the last 2 years with the College of Charleston. 14 starts this year to where he had a 3.76 ERA and made the all-conference second team. Had a very solid year in 2023 out of the bullpen. Made 26 appearances, 2 of those being starts. A 4.19 ERA. And he got 20 appearances as a freshman with South Carolina. So this is a guy that has a ton of innings and is draft eligible. And will be draft sneaking up on us next week. Could have his name called there.
And he was very efficient in a lot of those outings this spring for Charleston. He was able to go 8 innings against William and Mary. He went 7 in his last appearance against Delaware. Actually had 2 7-inning appearances plus that 8 inning.
So that brings up the man of the hour for Bourne, Cam Koziel. Solo homer, his first time up over the right field wall past Devin Taylor. That's the lone hit so far for Bourne tonight in a 1-1 game in the top of the 3rd. Only 2 other base runners for Bourne. They've both come on walks, one for Hartle, one for Grady, who leads off of first base. And another throw over to first by Aiden Hunter. As Cam alluded to earlier, the stolen bases have just been continuing to trickle upwards and upwards for this Bourne offense the last week and a half, 2 weeks. Tied for first in the Cape coming into tonight's game. First pitch to Kojul. Just misses outside for ball number 1. Kojul, 5 doubles on the season. Had one yesterday to deep center field at Dorn Park. He just missed a home run, but he gets one tonight. And a third throw over to try and keep Clay Grady in check. The power's been there for Kojul. He's had the extra base hits more than anybody else on the Bourne squad. And he finally gets one over the fence, trying to get back-to-back base runners here for the Bravos. And he works up 2-0 after that last pitch misses. And that'll prompt a mound visit here for Cotuit. The first official mound visit. We saw Cannon Peebles have a chat with Hunter after the Grady walk. And now in a 2-0 count against Kojul, Cotuit going to try and settle down their starter.
And it looks like here they're actually going to go to the bullpen. And they're going to bring in, an interesting move on a 2-0 to bring in a new pitcher into the game right now is what it looks like the Kettleers are doing, a lefty running out of their bullpen.
Hunter faces the lineup one full time through, walks Grady, throws 2 balls to Cam Kojul, and it looks like he's coming out of this ball game in a tied game, 1 apiece here in the top half of the third. We'll be back with more information on the new Cotuit pitcher next on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines, spirits, and craft beer, handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at Portside Liquors, 590A, MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story.
Marty Chevrolet is your dealer for the people and proudly supports Bourne Braves baseball. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com and go Braves.
Hi, I'm Adonis Guzman, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Luis Mislov from SUNY Cortland, the new pitcher for Cotuit. He's going to make his first appearance of the summer here. The rising senior southpaw from Tampa, who had 14 appearances, a 2.34 ERA across 77 innings with SUNY Cortland this spring, and somebody that is pretty familiar to Bourne's head coach Scott Landers.
Yeah, them both facing off in the same conference in the central New York area and the Empire 8. Or the SUNYAC, excuse me. And Scott definitely knows him very well. And SUNY Oswego and Cortland are the 2 teams always in that conference every year that are 30-plus wins competing for the SUNYAC title. Cortland has always been a very powerhouse program, the 2019 national champs. But very good pitcher, played 2 years at community college, and now he gets his call to the Cape.
And you get to show off your New York baseball knowledge right there. As Mislov is going to enter this game in an interesting spot. Runner on first, only one away here in the top half of the third, and a 2-0 count against Cam Kozel, who's been the only reason why Bourne has scored a run here tonight. A solo homer with one away in the top half of the first, as Misla didn't quite get the pitch calm bracelet when he came out from the bullpen. He gets it now. Just a technical issue, little delay to come out of the mound visit and the pitching change. But it looks like we're ready to go once again. Clay Grady leads off of first after his one-out walk. A 2-0 count to Cam Kozel. Luis Misla will throw over to first once again before he fires in a pitch tonight. Kozel looking to reach base for the second time in as many at-bats here in his first trip to Lowell Park. 2-0 slider in there for strike one to Kozel as the count 2 balls and 1 strike now. Kozel in the transfer portal, entered just a couple of days ago before the 4th of July. And a 2-1 slider. Same spot, same call. A called strike 2 evens the count. Kozel, a .284 hitter this spring at Vanderbilt, a team that went to the Clemson Regional. And a very late portal entry for Kozel, as another pickoff move is made by Misla. Talked about it yesterday, but Mike Mancini from JMU committing to Vanderbilt out of the transfer portal. That kind of created a bind in that Vanderbilt infield. 2-2, another slider, this time foul-tipped into the mitt of Peebles behind the plate. And it's going to be 3 straight sliders for Luis Misla to send down Kozel.
And for Misla, the fastball is not going to be overpowering from the lefty, but the slider works very well, moving low and away from the lefties. He'll look to do the same thing here for Conrad. We'll see if Conrad can adjust here on that low and outside pitch.
Conrad 0 for 4 yesterday, 0 for 1 to begin here tonight. And they've got Grady picked off in between first and second. The throw down by Thatch to the shortstop, and Cerny is there. And just like that, the top of the third comes to a close. The one-out walk, the pitching change, the strikeout, and the pickoff. A lot happening there, but it's still one apiece here at Lowell Park between Bourne and Cotuit. Bottom 3 coming up next. It'll be Advincula, Jay, and Thatch due up for the Kettleers when we return on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
I'm Caden Bodine, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is Bourne's premier senior living community, conveniently located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us today at KeystonePlace@buzzardsbay.com. The Bravos get picked off to end the top half of the third inning. That's the 3rd straight night they've been picked off on the base pass. Now Zane Adams back out to the mound in a tied game, 1 apiece between Bourne and Cotuit. It'll be 9-1-2 in the order for the Kettleers as Jared Advincula leads things off for Cotuit. First pitch fastball, lined to shallow left. Holcomb on the run, but he's not going to get there. And a bloop single for Jared Advincula leads off bottom 3.
And Advincula may be the best 9-hitter in summer baseball all around the country, and it shows you this Cotuit order and how they could switch things over. 16 games, 415 hitter coming in, 7 RBIs, and tough one there. It almost seemed like Holcomb kind of slowed up at the last second, maybe a diving chance grab, but they'll set up for the single.
It's been a while since he's played the outfield. He's gotten a couple of balls hit his way tonight. Both he's taken interesting routes to. The first one was the Grant J double into the gap. Thought he had a great read on it, but he took a too shallow of a route, and right there, just didn't get a good jump initially, and that one bloops into left center for a base hit. So now the top of the order, back to Grant J. First pitch, spiked, and a 1-0 count. Quickly on Advincula, he came in first on the Cape, an average at .415, in hits with 22, and he leads this Cotuit team in both slugging percentage and on base percentage among qualified players. Grant J had that double his first time up, swinging on the 1-0 off speed, and it swung on and missed by Adams for strike one. J did not play in the first matchup between these two back on the 28th. Went 1 for 2 yesterday with a pinch hit single. 1-1 changeup, skied to left field. Holcomb on the run. This one hanging up there, but Holcomb's going to make the catch with two hands for out number one. Love to see the fundamentals right there from Braden Holcomb, who's been just going everywhere across the diamond for this Bourne defense.
And the other two were weirdly hot. That one is a tough play to make. As a righty coming towards the left field line, it's to go towards your backhand, skying in the air, also some wind going back. A good job from Holcomb patiently tracking that.
It's a very similar trajectory to what we saw on that magnificent catch by Davis Gillespie in left field last night for Bourne. As Tanner Thatch comes to the plate for Cotuit. First pitch he sees, that one's going to hit him on the thigh. Weird place to get hit by one. Thatch looked like he was going into his load, and that one just clips him, and it's going to put two base runners on the base pass now for Cotuit.
At least he gets a lot of extra skin there to kind of block it, but still one of a spot where you're going to definitely bruise.
And that one's going to leave a pretty nasty mark. Fastball from Adams, 88. And now Cannon Peebles to the plate. The Tennessee Volunteer, the national champion. First pitch to him, down low for ball one. And it was Peebles that had that RBI single in the first inning that tied things up at one apiece. And here he comes up again, another chance with a runner in scoring position with Advincula at second. 1-0 from Adams. Again, in the dirt, ball two. This is where Adams started to falter a little bit last week against the Kettleers. He was fine through the first two innings. The third inning gave up a couple base runners. And in that fourth inning, the floodgates opened for Cotuit. 2-0 fastball. That one just off the plate. And one more ball would mean a bases-loaded opportunity for the Kettleers with Devin Taylor coming to the plate.
And a spot here where you need to see Zane Adams settle down and pump in a strike on the 3-0.
Two runners on for the Kettleers. 3-0 fastball at the bottom of the zone for strike one. And keep in mind, ground ball double play could end the inning. This Bourne defense has been very smooth over the last couple of weeks. The addition of Blake Barthel to this infield. Cam Koziel back out at second base. Clay Grady at short. And a 3-1 fastball once again in the dirt. And the Kettleers have Advincula at third. They've got Thatch at second. And now Peebles at first for Devin Taylor, one of the best hitters in the country.
And a spot here where you have the advantage from Adams on a lefty-on-lefty, but Taylor's been so dominant, and a big thing that Mike Roberts talked about after the offense has slowed down the last three games, get your Team USA guys back and start to hit the ground running.
Two returners from USA in the lineup today for the Kettleers. And a fly ball to left. Holcomb is going to make the catch in deep left center. The throw comes into third, and the Hoosier does a job. A sacrifice fly by Devin Taylor makes it 2-1 Kets.
And smart thing there is just do your job. First swing, sky one in the outfield. Only still one out, or two outs now in the inning. So now for Zane Adams, he could settle down and get through this here. And it's almost a win for Adams if you leave this inning with only one run allowed after the bases were just loaded.
And the big thing there is you keep Thatch at second base. You keep Peebles at first. You don't have the runners advance on that fly ball to left field. And now Tyler Cerny to the plate First pitch, he fouls into the Cotuit dugout for strike number 1. Cerny lined out to Landon Vitterick in right field to end the bottom half of the first. Looking to break out of a big slump. He had 2 hits yesterday, but only 2 hits in his previous 6 games before the loss at Chatham. 0-1 curveball, and Cerny barely gets enough of that one to foul it off. He went down to a knee and chased that curveball from Adams, who's up 0-2 with 2 away in the bottom half of the third. Now a 2-1 Kettleer lead after the Devin Taylor sac fly. Adams checks back at Thatch, and the 0-2 pitch. Fouled into the woods behind the stands here at Lowell Park. You pretty much drive straight into the woods, and then a baseball field appears here in Cotuit.
And there's actually a path in left center field that takes you all the way back towards the parking lot.
A map they showed before the game on the video board. 0-2. Same thing. They're sticking the bat to the outer half of the plate and fouling it away to keep the at-bat alive.
The first 2 pitches, Cerny kind of went chasing, and now he's battling pitches that are painted right now. Really good at-bat, 4 straight foul balls. Trying to keep the Cats alive here in the inning.
He had a .378 on-base percentage this spring with Indiana. An 0-2 chopper foul over towards the Bourne dugout. And Cerny, a third-team All-Big Ten selection in his sophomore campaign. He finished the season on a 21-game on-base streak and a 12-game hitting streak, something he'll look to keep alive in the 2025 season with Indiana. Runners remain at second and first. Another 0-2 offering, line drive to deep left field. Holcomb on the run. He's not going to get there, and it's off the very top of the wall. Thatch is going to score. Peebles stops at third on the RBI double by Tyler Cerny, who makes it 3-1 Kettleers.
Just a really good at-bat there from Tyler Cerny. You foul off 4 straight pitches. You battle on a lot of off-speeds, keep spoiling pitches that are painted outside, and then you finally get a pitch that's a little bit low and at the belt on the inside part of the plate, and you turn on it to left field. And at the very top of the wall, inches from being a huge home run there for the Cats as they look to keep rolling.
And on a changeup down and out, Cerny lifts it, pulls side to deep left, hits off the very top of the wall. And now the Big 12 Player of the Year, Max Ballou, sends one past Michelle, past Kojal, and into right field. Peebles scores. Here comes Cerny. And a 2-run single by Ballou gives the Kettleers a 5-1 lead.
And that one on the outside part of the plate, and once again, pulled to the right side, as we saw Cerny pull to the left side. And good effort from Michelle off of first base. Looking to go full extension. Best chance the Braves would have probably had is Michelle kind of shaded to first and maybe gave Kojal a shot, but it kind of in no man's land for both Michelle and Kojal for that run to score.
6 hits, 5 runs through 2 2/3 for Zane Adams. And that'll get the Bourne bullpen active in Adams' 3rd start of the summer, his 2nd consecutive start against this Cotuit team.
And Tyler Fay warming up in the bullpen for the Braves. Saw his last appearance, able to go 5 innings out of the bullpen for the Bravos. So has that long reliever mentality. Once again, important to note here, 6 o'clock right now, no lights from Lowell Park. So likely the way things are going, not going to play a full 9, but we shall see.
And it's going to be big for Bourne to just limit this damage, especially with the darkness threshold. First pitch swinging is Becerra, and he ropes it foul. And for Adams, he's throwing pitches low in the zone, but enough over the plate to where it's in the power alleys for these Cotuit hitters, and it certainly helps that this Cotuit lineup saw Adams the last time these two teams faced off. Ballou leads off a first following his 2-run single. 0-1, fouled straight back.
And right here for Adams is where you want to stop things. You have an 0-2, 2 away. We saw that long AB to Cerny where you had him at 2 strikes. You have to find the put away, try to get him to chase out of the zone here in Becerra.
Back-to-back hits have resulted in 3 runs for the Kettleers. 0-2 in the dirt. Hartle blocks, and it's 1-2 to Timo Becerra. This inning started out with a single, then the fly out. The hit by pitch and the walk certainly hurt after you have Devin Taylor hit the sac fly, Cerny with the double, just missing a 3-run homer, and Max Ballou gets those runners home with the 2-run single. Another 0-2 pitch from Zane Adams. Another foul ball straight back by Timo Becerra off the netting just over our heads.
And once again, another 2 strike count where the Cotuit hitter is not going away from Adams. He tries to miss very low. They hold off. That fastball would have been a called strike 3. A good fight-off pitch from Becerra.
This Cotuit team coming off of a loss. They've had a tough start to the month of July. They've got their USA guys back, and they're clicking on all cylinders here tonight. And that's going to keep going with a single to left by Timo Becerra. A lot of damage to that pull side for these Cotuit right-handed hitters.
Yeah, and now this whole entire lineup starting to get going, and we just mentioned it and alluded to it before, and Mike Roberts said this last night after that Chatham loss, is the lineup's not hitting 1 through 9. Hopefully the Team USA guys start to change things, and you can see just the few additions is changing things. We always talk about hitting being contagious. We're seeing it right here.
This is a very different Cotuit lineup than we saw last Friday at Dorn Park. Jay didn't play, Peebles wasn't there, Taylor and Ballou both at Team USA. Now a first pitch to Brandon Compton in foul territory, playable for Hartle. He slides and makes the catch. A heck of a play to end the frame by Ben Hartle, Bourne's backstop. But that's not before the Kettleers get 4 off of Zane Adams. A sac fly for Taylor, a double for Cerny, and a single for Ballou. Bring home 4 runs, and Cotuit leads 5-1 as we head to the top half of the 4th on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Convention Data Services, or CDS, is an events technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of Cape Cod baseball. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn.
I'm Isaiah Jackson, and you're listening to Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Bourne's got some work to do. Now down by 4 runs after taking a 1-0 lead heading into the bottom half of the first. It's 5-1 Cotuit as we start the top half of the 4th. Alongside Cam Manna, Adam Gotkin, our sideline reporter, will be with us throughout the night. I'm Nathan Schwartz. Big spot here for the Bravos. 3-4-5 in the order due up, and crucial to just try and get at least one of these 4 runs back in a game that we could see end early due to darkness. First pitch of the inning, Ethan Conrad. Line drive to center field. This one going in, and it's going to be the first base hit for Conrad as he turns age 20 as of yesterday.
And he was 0 for his last 5 as a 20-year-old man, and then gets that single there here in the 4th inning, gets back on track, coming in batting .514. Last night was the first time we've seen Conrad this summer not reach base.
That's his 19th hit of the summer with Bourne. Came in tied for 7th in the Cape in hits, and he's been with the team for almost 2 weeks now, and he loves to run. I'm sure this Cotuit team is well aware of that. Conrad second on the Cape in stolen bases with 12 in just 9 games. As Braden Holcomb steps into the box for the Bravos. Talked about his good start, his first time up. And he sees a first pitch fastball, and he fouls it to the Cotuit dugout. Holcomb struck out swinging to end the top half of the first. That's been a consistent issue for Holcomb throughout the year. Now tied with Chris Stanfield once again for the most strikeouts in the Cape League. 22 of them, to be exact. A 1 fastball from Misla misses off the plate. The southpaw from SUNY Cortland making his first appearance with Cotuit this summer. He's no stranger to summer ball, though. An all-star with the NECBL last year and in the PGCBL in 2022. Conrad leads off a first. 1-1 curveball to the plate, misses outside. It's Braden Holcomb, who has been seeing the ball a lot better the last week or so, looking to extend this at-bat. He's seen a lot of deeper counts as well. Conrad only a small lead and a throw over by Misla.
And it's very tough, too. We saw Clay Grady in that third inning get caught stealing. The Braves have got caught stealing on 3 straight nights. So if you're Conrad here with no outs, you want to be wary.
Another throw over. And it's not a large lead for Conrad right now. Maybe just 2 steps. He's got the speed to make up a small lead, though. Wearing those high socks. We talked about drip yesterday on the broadcast. No arm sleeve today for Ethan Conrad. And a 2-1 swing and a miss by Braden Holcomb.
He was going with that teal arm sleeve for a little bit.
Had a white one, had a red one, had the teal one. Going with the guns out today. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out in the top of the 4th. Holcomb on the ground up the middle, but stopped by Advincula. And that'll be an infield single for Braden Holcomb. Pretty interesting play right there for Advincula. Off the bat, it looked like maybe he had a chance to field that one and at least get Conrad, the leadoff runner, at second base. But he does enough to slide, stop the ball, and prevent it from going into center field to where Conrad could advance to third. And now back-to-back base runners on singles to begin the 4th for the Bravos as Blake Barthel comes to bat. And a potential pickoff move by Misla on the mound. He was trying to go to second base to keep Conrad honest, but did not make a throw. Barthel at the plate, led off the second with a ground out to Advincula at second base. He squares to bunt, gets it down. This one to Misla on the mound. Barthel, a lot of speed down the line, and he's going to beat it out. We've talked about it ad nauseum, but Bourne has struggled time in and time out to lay a bunt down. Not only does Barthel lay it down, but he beats it out to load the bases.
Just a beautiful bunt right there. You roll it kind of in the no man's land between Peebles and Misla on the mound to make a tough play. Misla, the lefty, has to spin and throw, and Barthel has that speed on a bang-bang play. So the Braves kind of use that almost as a bunt hit. Worst comes to worst, a sack. Now they have bases loaded, nobody out.
A bloop single, an infield single, and a bunt single to start this 4th inning for Bourne, with Ben Hartle coming to the plate, looking for his first hit in a Bravo uniform. First pitch down in the dirt, but blocked by Peebles. Hartle 0 for 2 yesterday with a couple of walks. He had that walk in the 2nd inning, the 7th time he's reached base over his first 4 games with the Braves. He's got the bases loaded, and a 1-0 slider finding the outside corner for Misla. Hartle, a .309 hitter this spring with Kansas. Drove in 35 runs after driving in 134 across 2 seasons with Heartland Community College. 1-1 pitch, slider, line drive, left field. That one's in front of the left fielder, Brandon Compton, and it's going to bring home a run. Ethan Conrad scores on the RBI single by Ben Hartle, his first hit on the Cape, and it's 5-2.
Big first hit there for Hartle. You got a pitch that's low and outside of the zone. You pull it, and that top spin for a second. Brandon Compton was in left field. He kind of did that quick fake like he's going to catch the ball, so that had Conrad go back to third, but didn't matter. Smart play from Compton, but Conrad does score, and the Braves now nobody out, bases loaded. This is where you have to keep the train rolling and tack on more runs. They need that long inning that we've been waiting for.
station-to-station baseball. Bases loaded now for Garrett Michelle. And what a time it would be for him to break out of the 1 for 26. Very similar cold streak that Isaiah Jackson is having, along with Garrett Michelle. That one hit for Garrett came as a pinch hitter on Tuesday in the win against YD. And it served as the game-winning hit, his single in the top half of the 8th. To give Bourne their third run, they'd go on to win 3-2. But now Holcomb at third, Barthel at second, Hartle at first, following his RBI single. And Misla's going to step off the mound. Looks to be a equipment issue. He's got a device on his hat to what I presume is giving him the pitch information. And now Peebles is going out to the mound and trying to converse and figure out what the problem is with Misla. The home plate umpire, Joe Carrico, out there as well. Also potentially a move to try and stop this momentum by Bourne at this point in the game. Cotuit scored 4 in that bottom half of the third inning. Bourne with already 1 run here in the top of the 4th. And they've got the tying run at first base in Ben Hartle. But Garrett Michelle at the plate. Left-on-left matchup with nobody out in the top of the 4th. First pitch, Garrett takes, and it's down low for ball 1.
And the one thing you can't knock Michelle for right now, and there is that 1 for now, last 26, but 5 RBIs. When Michelle has had hits or just runners on base, he's been able to drive them in. We've seen the sac flies as well for the Hokie.
Bases loaded, nobody out for the Bravos in top 4. Swinging is Michelle, and that one a laser down the left field line, but way foul. Nearly hit some of the photographers over there just along the Cotuit dugout. A screamer off the bat of Garrett Michelle. Some of the hardest contact he's had in a long time. 1-1 pitch from Misla. Another one in the dirt for ball 2. And we've seen Michelle only walk 3 times so far this summer. 2 of those came in the last game between these two last Friday, when Michelle was 0 for 2 with those 2 walks. All he's got to do right here, a ground ball to the right side or a fly ball to try and bring home Holcomb from third base. Misla sets at the belt, fires the 2-1. Fastball above the zone for ball 3. And how interesting could this get? A Michelle walk would bring home a run and then put the tying run at second base for Bourne in a 5-2 game. Misla with the 3-1. Below the knees of Michelle for ball 4. It's an RBI walk for the Hokie, which makes it 5-3 Cotuit.
And it seems like Michelle, when he's in these spots with runners in scoring position, he has a way of driving them in, as Mike Roberts is going to go to the bullpen once again. So a 2-run game, you still get the bases juiced. And this momentum switch here with the pitching change, it will kind of give Cotuit maybe a chance to settle things down, but we'll see if the Bravos can work with 8-9 coming up.
An offensive clash brewing here at Lowell Park. 5-3 in favor of the Kettleers, but the Bravos still with the bases loaded and nobody out here in the top of the 4th. You're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay, Bourne's premier senior living community, conventionally located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at Keystone Place at buzzardsbay.com.
Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines, spirits, and craft beer handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at 590A MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story.
I'm Chris Stanfield, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay, Bourne's premier senior living community, conventionally located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at Keystone Place at buzzardsbay.com.
Big spot here for both sides. Cotuit was up 5-1 going into this fourth inning. They've given up 5 consecutive base runners to Bourne to begin the top half of the fourth. 4 singles, then a walk to Garrett Michelle. And the bases remain loaded for the Bravos in now a 5-3 Cotuit lead with Landon Viderick coming to the plate. Barthel the runner at third, Hardo at second, Michelle at first, Gabriel Nard, the new pitcher for Cotuit. First pitch he throws to Viderick, a called strike. For Nard, his 5th appearance of the summer right here. He's gone 6 innings and pitched to a 6 flat ERA, and he's 2-1. Viderick at the plate, lined out to Devin Taylor, his first time up. Nard out of the stretch, 0-1 offering, misses low. Tying run for Bourne stands at second base in Ben Hartle. Nard on the mound, made 30 appearances with the Blue Devils this spring across 45 innings, a .260 ERA. A great sophomore campaign for the Shake Heights, Ohio native. He deals the 1-1 to Viderick. Top of the zone, strike 2. And that one in the low 90s for Gabriel Nard, who's just trying to do his best to limit the damage here for Cotuit in the top half of the fourth. Already the 3rd pitcher used by the Kettleers tonight. 1-2, Viderick. That one was a little too close to let go, but he does. It's ball number 2 on a pitch that just veered off the plate at 91. Bases loaded, nobody out for the Bravos here in the top of the fourth. 5-3 Cotuit lead. 2-2, another one outside. And it's going to be a full count here with still nobody out to Landon Viderick. We just saw Garrett Michelle draw a walk to bring home a run. Viderick 1 ball away from doing the same.
And for Nard here, you're not trying to just throw one straight in to get a strike, but it's going to have to look good here.
And it looks like we have something going on down the right field line, which gives a whole bunch of boos from our fans in attendance at Lowell Park tonight. But back to baseball. 3-2 count. 5-3 Cotuit lead. Bases loaded for Bourne. The pitch, swing and a miss. Viderick's head was over towards the Bravo dugout along the first base side, and that's a crucial first out for the Kettleers.
And it's a good pitch there, and I mentioned how you have to challenge the hitter on a 3-2 with the bases loaded. He brings up a letters-high fastball. Viderick, though, with 2 strikes, you got to shore it up. That was one of the biggest hacks that we've seen from Viderick all summer, maybe since his grand slam, and he whiffs on it.
He was trying to do the same thing he did a couple of weeks ago at the Gov against Falmouth. And now Isaiah Jackson, in the midst of an 0-for-26, takes ball 1.
What a way to break an 0-for-26 right now. And really all the Braves need, you just need a sky-high fly ball right now for Jackson. And you kind of slowly try to break this slump.
Gabriel Nard and Cannon Peebles now talking on the mound right now. Potentially going through maybe some new signs, maybe strategy here against Isaiah Jackson, who did strike out swinging against Hunter, the starter, back to lead off the third. He's got the bases loaded here with one away, a 1-0 count, and he's up in. Nard comes set. The 1-0 fastball outside corner for strike one. Jackson's last RBI came on that opening night game as well. He had 3 against Orleans on the 15th. Nothing since in either the RBI or hit departments. 1-1. He fouls that one on a one-hop in front of the fence by the Cotuit dugout. And Jackson, now the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes against him. Clay Grady, the leadoff hitter, awaits on deck for Bourne. Jackson, at the very least, just trying to avoid hitting the ball on the ground and potentially ending the inning with a double play. Fly ball to the outfield would do a job and bring home a run. 1-2 pitch from Nard. Change up off the plate for ball 2. And still, we've seen Isaiah Jackson have a lot better at-bats recently. Even though he hasn't gotten the hit that he's wanted, he's seeing a lot more pitches. He's working deep into counts. He's gotten a couple of walks here recently. And even in the count here, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch from Nard, ball 3. And once again, a third consecutive full count to a Bourne hitter. Michelle walked, Vitterick struck out, and now we wait to see what happens with Isaiah Jackson. The bases remain loaded for Bourne in a 5-3 deficit. The pitch, ground ball into right field for a base hit. Barthel in. Here comes Hartle around third. The throw off the mark. And Isaiah Jackson breaks the 0 for 26 with a 2-run single to tie this thing up at 5.
Isaiah Jackson, right time to break the streak. 0 for 26. Had 3 RBIs and 2 hits on opening night back on the 15th. That was 5 RBIs on his summer, and those 2 the biggest. And the Braves come all the way back, tying it at 5.
We've seen this Bourne team have 2 6-0 deficits this week. In the first one, they brought it back within 2, lost 8-6 at Spillane Field. On Thursday the 4th, down 6-0 at home. They come back to tie it at 8. And now here, down 5-1. They tie it at 5 and still have the inning going. First pitch ball to Clay Grady as the count starts 1-0 to Bourne's leadoff hitter with Garrett Michelle now at second base, Isaiah Jackson at first. And he's got to be feeling absolutely elated right now after his first hit in 3 weeks. 1-0 to Grady. Fastball in there for strike 1. And now, who knows, that could unlock a whole world of potential for Isaiah Jackson, who can go in there with all that weight taken off of his shoulders right now following that 2-run single. 1-1 pitch to Grady. Top of the zone. He doesn't like it, but it's going to be called at the top of the zone for strike number 2. Two runners on for the Bravos, and now a tied game at 5 in top 4. 1-2 to Grady. Soft chopper to short. Cut off by the third baseman in Becerra. He makes the throw to first for out number 2. That does, however, move both runners into scoring position. Michelle to third, Jackson to second. First base now open for Cam Kojal.
And a big spot here for Kojal. We saw that one swing in the first inning right now. What a time for the Braves to just add the icing on the cake in such a big inning here in the top of the 4th.
Kojal got the scoring started tonight with a solo homer to right field. He's got 2 runners in scoring position here. A chance to give Bourne the lead. First pitch, foul ball, straight back. That home run in the first inning was Kojal's 5th RBI this summer. This Bourne team doesn't have a single player with more than 9 RBIs. And Ethan Conrad has those 9. 0-1 breaking ball. That's going to drop into the bucket for strike 2. And Gabriel Nard, a pitch away from working out of this nightmare inning for Cotuit. They score 4 in the bottom of the third to take a 5-1 lead. They've immediately gone back to a tied game here at home. And now an 0-2 offering to Kozel all the way to the backstop. Here comes Michelle, and the Bravos take the lead back on the wild pitch.
Any way you can do it, and I'll tell you, the Braves have probably scored the most runs on wild pitches, pass balls, and bucks all summer of any team. And it helps them here, taking a 1-run lead. Good jump from Michelle. And now if you're Nard, you have to be careful once again and find the zone on 2 pitches that have missed. Close to the backstop, that one all the way.
We've been talking about this Bourne team needing to respond. They've been doing it time in and time out over the last 4 days. And now a 1-2 offering to Kozel. In there for strike 3. It's a drop third strike. Here comes Jackson to score. Kozel's safe at first. Never seen that before. Drop third strike. Jackson's going to score, and the inning stays alive as Kozel's safe at first base.
Oh, man. And a pitch there that Nard loved. Good part of the plate would have been that strikeout pitch. And Peebles, who's unbelievable, the national champion, just couldn't squeeze such a simple pitch that was right there, and it keeps this inning going. Bourne not done. You have that runner on once again, and a 2-run lead.
It's the second strikeout for Nard. It actually goes down as a backwards K. Kozel's going to reach first on the passed ball, and Ethan Conrad back up to the plate for the second time in this 4th inning. Soft tapper to short. Cerny's got to throw to first. Conrad's speed, not enough to beat it out. But what an inning for the Bravos. They give up 4 in the bottom half of the third. Well, how about a 6th spot to respond? Highlighted by Isaiah Jackson, breaking out of that 0-for-26 streak with a 2-run single to tie it. They get 2 more on a wild pitch and a pass ball. And it's 7-5 Bravos as we head to the bottom half of the 4th from Lowell Park.
Marty Chevrolet, your dealer for the people, proudly supports the Bourne Braves baseball team. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com and go Braves. Convention Data Services, or CDS, is an event technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com, cdsreg.com, and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn.
What a response by the Bravos. A 6-run top half of the 4th, and they lead 7-5 as we start the bottom half. And a new pitcher for your Bravos, Tyler Fay, going to make his 5th appearance of the summer in relief of his Alabama teammate, Zane Adams, who exits after 3 innings, giving up 5 earned runs on 6 hits. And Tyler Fay, pitching for the first time since last Saturday, first pitch strike at the bottom of the zone to Jared Advincula.
And Fay got the win in that appearance. So far, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks this summer has been crucial out of the bullpen and that long reliever ability.
Second pitch, another called strike, this time on the inside corner to Advincula, who started that 4-run third for Cotuit with a single. And an 0-2 pitch from Fay. Soft chopper. Michelle's got a field. It's actually Fay who gets a glove on it, and then it kicks all the way into foul territory. That's going to be an infield single for Jaron Advincula, and he's 2 for 2 to begin this ball game.
and a light drizzle coming down as well. And we were mentioning it during the break here. Going to be such an interesting game. 7-5, the way things are going with Cotuit, another base runner. This game's going to be an offensive clash that may only go 7.5 innings.
So back to the top of the Cotuit order in Grant J. 1 for 2 tonight. First pitch from Tyler Fay outside for ball 1. And Fay had that masterful appearance on Saturday against the Anglers, going 5 innings, only 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. 1-0 down low. But we talked about potentially Fay becoming a starter after that, and he's going to bounce back off of Adams here. Fay bounced off of Tucker Novotny last time out, and a 2-0 single into left for Grant J. That's his second hit of the ball game, and now the tying run for Cotuit on base.
And another thing that we've talked about with the bullpen that's actually been good these last 3 games, they've been able to keep things where it is, calm things down after the starting pitching has struggled. Fay needs to keep that going here for the Braves. The offense is having one of their best performances of the summer right now. This is where it needs to be team-consistent baseball, and Fay has to bear down right here.
An offensive clash here tonight at Lowell Park. First pitch to Tanner Thatch, up and in for ball 1. 7-5, bottom half of the 4th inning. Each team got 1 in the first. Cotuit scores 4 in the 3rd. Braves respond with 6 in the top half of this 4th inning. Fay checks the runner, 1-0. Called strike on the inner half as Thatch thought that was way inside. But for Thatch tonight, 1 for 1. A single in the first. He got thrown out at third base by Landon Viderick. And then a hit by pitch and a run scored in that 4-run third. Fay to the plate on the 1-1. Deep drive to right. Viderick back, and just like that, Cotuit's got the lead. Bourne scores 6 runs in the top half of the 4th, but all it takes is one swing to change this game for the Kettleers. A 3-run shot for Tanner Thatch, and it's 8-7 Cotuit.
Thatch loves it. The Kettleer faithful loves it. A 3-run shot, 5th bomb of the summer for a guy that came in batting .218, but we mentioned it earlier, heating up of late. Now 6 hits in his last 2 games, and 1 being that 3-run blast. Huge for the Kettleers. Fay's been pitching so well. 3 straight hits off of him, and then a new baseball game once again. Back and forth. Seesaw right now between the Kets and the Braves.
And that's just baseball. Tyler Fay throws 5 scoreless innings in his last appearance. Gives up a soft single, a hard single, and then a 3-run homer to begin his next appearance. And just like that, it's 8-7 Kettleers, as the first pitch to Cannon Peebles is going to be a strike after he squared to bunt. Peebles a switch hitter, so he's hitting from the left side now against the right-hander in Tyler Fay. And a second pitch ball makes it 1-1. Cam, you said it. This Bourne offense finally breaks through for a big inning. And immediately, Fay gives it away as the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Peebles.
And not to say Fay wasn't hit hard in his other appearances. In all the other ones, he was allowing at least 2 earned runs in every single one coming into that Chatham game where he had the 5 innings, 3 hits.
1-2, change up off the plate. But a rough night for the Crimson Tide pitchers. Adams gives up 5 earned runs across 3 innings. Fay hasn't recorded an out and already given up 3 earned. And another ball on the changeup makes it full to Peebles. 15 runs so far in this game. And now a 3-2 offering. Above the zone, ball 4. So a count where Tyler Fay was up 1-2 eventually results in a Cannon Peebles walk. His second tonight, the 3rd time he's reached base, and Devin Taylor back to the plate for Cotuit.
And it's one of those games, once again, from Lowell Park. It seems almost every single summer now, the offense is where it explodes. And important to note on the Kettleers side with the Braves with these 7 runs, the Kets have a 4.7 ERA at home, 2.86 on the road. They're the best pitching team on the road and 3rd worst at home. So it kind of brings this offensive clash.
And now Devin Taylor, runner on, nobody out here in the bottom half of the 4th. As the mist continues to fall here in Cotuit. Already 10 hits tonight for the Kettleers. And a first pitch strike from Tyler Fay. Taylor, a sacrifice fly his last time up. That was the first of those 4 runs scored by Cotuit in the bottom half of the third. At the time, gave them a 2-1 lead. Boy, this game has changed a whole lot since then. 0-1, called strike on the outside corner. And Fay ahead 0-2 against the Hoosier Taylor. The last game Devin Taylor played in ahead of tonight was the 23rd against Chatham before playing with Team USA. And he grounds one over towards one of our photographers, Amanda Blasberg. Goes off her foot, and it's going to be a foul ball.
And all the photographers there down the third base line are kind of in a very vulnerable spot.
She didn't seem too concerned about that ball headed her way as Taylor goes chasing on the 0-2 heater from Fay. And finally, one away here in bottom 4.
And it's good there to put one down here for Fay. Now you'll hopefully think that Fay can bear things down. You have the double play in check here with a runner on first base. Your goal is to keep it where it is. 1 run, not a lot for the Braves the way they're swinging it right now.
And something to note, it just got a whole lot darker here at Lowell Park. We do have to play a full 4 innings for this to be a completed game. As the first pitch up and out to Tyler Cerny. We talked about this game maybe going to the 7th or 8th inning of being called for darkness. We might be in a spot with how much offense has been happening. It could be the 6th inning to where this game could get called. 1-0 to Cerny in there to even the count, which just makes every out crucial at this point in the game.
And those mouse-type things tend to happen when, there's certain fields without lights. You kind of have to play through the elements.
1-1 count between Tyler Fay and Tyler Cerny. Ground ball up the middle and through. So Taylor cannot get on, but his Hoosier teammate in Cerny with his second hit tonight. He had that RBI double in the third, and now a 1-out single to put 2 runners on for the Kettleers.
And it gives way for Justin West to be warming up in the bullpen right now for the Braves. The lefty out of Louisville, who's also not been bad for the Braves. We've seen the good, we've seen the bad. And we'll see what Bourne decides to do and how long the leash is for Fay, who does have a lot of stamina, similar for West. We've seen him go 4 innings in an appearance as well.
With the game in the structure that it is, Fay's leash can't be too long here. As Max Ballou comes up, he sees a first pitch strike. For Ballou, a ground out to Michelle his first time up, and then a 2-run single to the pull side his last time up, which gave Cotuit a 5-1 lead. Then Bourne made it 7-5. Now it's 8-7 Cotuit. 0-1 to the Big 12 Player of the Year is a swing and a miss. And another player for Cotuit coming off of that Team USA appearance. Ballou was 0 for 3 with a walk and a couple of strikeouts in the game on the 23rd against Chatham before making the trip to Cary. Bourne awaiting the return of Merrick Houston from Team USA. And an 0-2 fastball just above the zone. But how big would it be for this Bourne team to get Merrick Houston back? Blake Barthel not expected to be here for too long. He's draft eligible. Jack Penny already gone for the draft. And a 1-2 fastball just inside for Fay as the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But you think the everyday infield when Houston comes back could be Houston at short, Grady at second, Kozel at third. Something in that variety. Maybe Braden Holcomb gets some more time at third base as well. Nick Wang also on the roster from BC. 2-2, ground ball to second. Kozel flips the hips, goes to Grady at second for the 1-out. No relay by Grady to Michelle. So that's going to be a fielder's choice for Max Ballou to put runners on the corners with now 2 away for Cotuit.
And it keeps them alive right here, and what a single would do. You make this a 2-run ball game, but back to your point about the darkness, very gray skies. There's that light drizzle. Not supposed to be any crazy rain coming in the forecast, but you think an 8:19 sunset, more about to be a 7:30. Probably you got another 50 minutes left of baseball.
And the real problem is there's no sunshine here today on the Cape. It's been cloudy all day, overcast at the start of this game, so there's really no help from the sun to try and prolong this game. So you got to just make do with what you have. And now another potential run for Cotuit at third. Runners on the corners with 2 away for Becerra. And a sword on the first pitch for Tyler Fay. Becerra 1 for 2. A single in the 3rd inning. Grounded out to Blake Barthel to end the 2nd. Rather be the 2nd out of that 2nd inning. Taking on the 0-1. That's in there for strike 2. And Tyler Fay starting to find a little bit more of a rhythm after the 3-run blast by Tanner Thatch. Peebles leads at 3rd. Ballou at 1st, following the fielder's choice. 8-7 Cotuit lead here in bottom 4. 0-2 pitch. 1 hopper to Kojal. Slide, dive, throw, scoop by Michelle. What a play to end the inning. A highlight reel for Cam Kojal at second base. Puts a capper on this 3-run 4th for Cotuit. They get those 3 runs on the Tanner Thatch home run, and it's 8-7 Kettleers as we head to the 5th from Lowell Park.
To be seen for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major.
Hello, I'm Cam Kojal, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
What a game we've had so far tonight from Lowell Park. 8-7 the score in favor of the Kettleers as the Bravos look to at least tie this game back up here in the top half of the 5th as we approach a potential darkness ending here tonight. Very overcast skies, mist falling here at Lowell Park. No sunshine to be seen. So this game could end at any moment. We've gone through the minimum amount of innings we need to get to for a completed game here tonight, as Cotuit gives way to Michael Ebner, the junior from USC, to make his 4th appearance of the summer.
And for Ebner so far, he pitched against the Braves, 3 1/3. That game on the appearance last Friday has yet to allow a hit or a run so far this season. He's been solid of the bullpen, now making his 4th appearance.
He's gone a clean 9 innings, 2-0 the record, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, and Cam mentioned the no hits. First pitch, breaking ball to Braden Holcomb in there for strike 1 after the swing. That last appearance for Ebner against Bourne was the last time that he pitched in a game. Of course, you had the rain out Fenway Day, a lot of missed games, and now another swing and a miss by Braden Holcomb puts him down 0-2 against Ebner.
Important to note, too, for the Braves' urgency in offense right now, you almost have to play this like it's top 7, top 8 right now. That's kind of the position you have to think you're in.
Maybe even top 9. 0-2. This one, Holcomb gives away, and it's going to be 1-2 after the breaking ball goes to the backstop. Holcomb so far tonight, 1 for 2. A single in that 4th inning. Came around to score on the walk by Michelle. 1-2, another breaking ball. Holcomb holds. He's seen 4 straight breaking balls to start by Michael Ebner in his 4th appearance with Cotuit this year. a combined 13 runs over the last 2 innings in this ball game. And a 2-2 pitch, another one down in the dirt to the backstop past Peebles, as Holcomb goes from 0-2 to 3-2 and trying to be that leadoff runner to get on for Bourne for a second straight inning.
And all he's thrown so far is those off-speed pitches right now away from Holcomb. We'll see what he goes to here on the 3-2.
He works solely out of the stretch. Comes to a set 3-2 breaking ball again is fouled away by Holcomb. Maybe this is setting up a potential high fastball for Ebner. Trying to get Holcomb to sit breaking ball and then blow one past him at the top of the zone.
And either way, he's doing his job, making Holcomb think about if he can go fastball at this moment.
Here is the 3-2 pitch. It's the fastball, and it's below the zone for ball 4. What an at-bat by Braden Holcomb to begin this 5th inning. And the leadoff man on for Bourne.
The Braves have really battled, and you look at these last 4 nights now coming into this game, being 4 straight, where you've seen that fight in the batter's box a lot more. We saw the 6-run comebacks. We're seeing here the Braves go down 5-1. That's one of the best at-bats of the summer we've seen from Braden Holcomb, and he's batting over 300.
Blake Barthel to the plate. Coach Landers giving signs from that third base coach's box as Holcomb slides back into first base safely on the pickoff attempt by Michael Ebner, who just allowed his third base runner of the summer through 9 innings. First pitch to Barthel, down low for ball 1. And this mist really starting to pick up here. There's a slight fog setting in the trees in the outfield as the darkness nears. 1-0, fouled straight back by Blake Barthel as the count evens 1 ball and 1 strike.
And we'll see when that becomes a conversation. Maybe after this inning, is there going to be a talk with the home plate umpire here and then Scott Landers and Mike Roberts, or do they let it go another inning until that conversation comes up?
1-1 to Barthel. Looping breaking ball, but outside for ball 2. We'll have to play it by ear, see what happens. What we do know, Bourne down by 1 here in the top half of the 5th, trying to tie this game up. The 2-1 pitch to Barthel. Breaking ball. That's going to find the bottom of the zone. 82, 50-50 call at the bottom of the zone according to the TrackMan data. And the count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes from Ebner to Blake Barthel. Here is that 2-2 pitch in the dirt for ball 3. That ball has a ton of bite to it off the right arm of Michael Ebner. Looks like it's going to be a 12-6 initially, and then it just dives straight for the dirt. But another full count for Bourne, trying to get back-to-back base runners to begin the 5th. Ebner with the payoff. Swing and a miss. Barthel goes down on strikes for the second time in the summer. He's now 1 for 3 as there's 1 away in top 5.
Really good pitch there from Ebner. We've seen that slider pitch that's been his kind of bread and butter so far. He goes to the fastball with Holcomb and misses. And then that at-bat, we saw more of the heater. Goes upstairs, climbs the ladder with Barthel.
Ebner's been a go-to long reliever for Cotuit so far this summer, this being his 4th appearance. And it's going to be big here for Cotuit if he can give some length. The starter Hunter just goes 2 1/3. Luis Miesla comes in, gives up 5 earned runs in just 2/3 of an inning. Now the first pitch to Ben Hartle with 1 away in top 5 is upstairs. Miesla was followed by Gabriel Nard from Duke, who pitched that 4th inning in relief of Miesla. Went the full 4th, giving up 1 earned run on 1 hit. Now the first pitch to Hartle was upstairs. The next one in there for a strike. The count even 1 ball and 1 strike now with 1 away in top 5. The tying run for Bourne at first base in Braden Holcomb. He's dancing and he's picked off. Thatch in the rundown between first and second, and Holcomb's just going to give up. He was trying to time up the pitch. Got a couple of extra steps, trying to get the secondary lead, potentially trying to steal second base. And there goes that base runner for Bourne in an inning where they really needed to try and get 1 on the board.
You need to be aggressive, but you can't be reckless on the base paths right now. And the Braves tonight have been picked off twice. That's 5 times in their last 3 games. You're giving away base runners.
1-1 to Hartle. Breaking ball in there for strike 2 on the inside corner. And Ebner just a pitch away from getting out of the inning with facing the minimum. He gave up that leadoff walk to Holcomb. He was just picked off. The strikeout to Barthel. And now a 1-2 to Hartle. Just missing below the zone. Maybe a tick off the plate as well. And an even count. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away to the Jayhawk catcher. Hartle had an RBI single his last time up. Inside out swing. 1 hopper to Thatch on the 2-2. He takes it to the bag himself. And Michael Ebner comes into the game. Faces the minimum after the pickoff attempt. And Cotuit remains on top 8-7. And the umpires getting together now. Are they potentially going to make a call here about the darkness? We faced those 4 innings that we need to get to. And Cam, what are your thoughts?
And I think the big question is here, if they let Cotuit hit right now, what's the point of letting the Kettleers hit? If they think it has to end going to the next inning, there's almost no point. The Cats would have that last chance. And if they think they can't play a full 6 innings, then they would probably just end it right now.
That would be the thing, because then if Bourne were to either tie the game or take a lead in the top half of the 6th, Cotuit would get a chance to hit, and at that point, I'm just not sure if there's going to be enough light left for this game to finish. We're through 4.5 here at Lowell Park. We're going to stay with you until a decision is made. And for the moment, it looks like we're going to play the bottom half of the 5th inning here from Lowell Park. Tyler Fay will be back on the mound for the Bravos when we come back on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Marty Chevrolet is your dealer for the people and proudly supports Bourne Braves baseball. We're back here at Lowell Park. We will play a bottom half of the 5th inning, and we're going to play a top half of the 6th, we believe, as well. Tyler Fay on the mound once again. Brandon Compton, the hitter for Cotuit. And the first pitch fouled straight back. But also it becomes tricky now because if Cotuit were to put a couple runs up on the board here, if this inning is prolonged for any reason, it might get too dark before Bourne would get another chance to hit. 0-1, wave and a miss on the breaking ball for Fay, who works up 0-2.
And it's crazy. Baseball, quote-unquote, timeless sport is now becoming, there is a clock on this game.
0-2 pitch, ground ball past Fay, up the middle for a base hit. Brandon Compton picks up his first base knock of the night, as now all 9 hitters in the Cotuit lineup, 8 of the 9 have reached base. Devin Taylor, however, has contributed with the sac fly.
And they done a good job. Now 12 hits tonight for the Cats to the Braves 6. Contagious hitting with the Team USA guys back in this lineup.
Now Jaron Advincula, a guy who's been here all the time, spurs to bunt on the first pitch. Barthel was ready for it, throws on the run to first for out number 1. And a sac bunt by Advincula puts a runner at second base, and Compton with one away for Cotuit, trying to add a little insurance with the darkness looming.
And what a play there from Blake Barthel. Saw that the whole way. That's a first pitch bunt, so you're not sure what Advincula is going to do. Saw square. Barthel's so speedy and has the agility to make that play. Comes in, charges, all in one motion to first.
Showing off the defense from the hot corner to the scouts in attendance tonight. And on top of the order, Grant J. First pitch above the zone for ball number 1. And it's going to be crucial for Bourne to not allow Brandon Compton to score in the bottom half of this 5th inning. With the darkness approaching. 1-0, foul tip into the mitt of Ben Hartle behind the plate, and the count will even 1 ball and 1 strike. Cotuit with 8 runs on 12 hits. Bourne with 7 runs on 6 hits. Through 4.5 so far tonight. 1-1, fouled over the head of Tanner Thatch in the on-deck circle into the Cotuit dugout. And a 1-2 count. The Dallas Baptist designated hitter. Jay came in hitting 182. Only 6 hits in 12 games. He's got 2 hits tonight in 3 at-bats. Fay checks the runner, deals the 1-2, and it's well above the zone to even the count. Much different speed for Fay from Adams. Adams with the fastball topped at 90 tonight. Fay at 93 on that last fastball. Now a 2-2 breaking ball. There's a wave and a miss. Out number 2 here in the bottom of the 5th.
Really good pitch from Fay. Now keeping his pitches low in the zone. We saw him get hit hard in that 4th, but similar to Adams, when you got hit hard, you kind of bared back down, and Fay bearing down just a little bit right here.
And now Tanner Thatch, the number 2 hitter for Cotuit tonight. A big fly his last time up to give Cotuit this 8-7 lead. First pitch he sees in his 4th plate appearance. Foul ball. Barthel over towards the netting. He's going to make the catch in foul territory. And we're headed to the top half of the 6th from Lowell Park. Who knows about the darkness? We'll find out a little bit more on the other side of this break. But for now, 8-7 Kettleers lead on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines, spirits, and craft beer, handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at Portside Liquors, 590A, MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story.
Hi, I'm Adonis Guzman, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is Bourne's premier senior living community, conveniently located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us today at Keystone Place at buzzardsbay.com.
Top of the 6th inning here from Lowell Park on this foggy and getting dark type of Saturday night here from Cotuit as the Kettleers an 8-7 win over the Braves as they look to get back in the win column. We appreciate you joining us alongside Nathan Schwartz, Cam Manna with you. And this could be it for the Braves here in the top of the 6th inning. You almost feel like this is the top of the 9th with how dark it is right now. And actually in the last 5 seconds, it's pretty much dark here from Lowell Park. And there's that little bit of rain, that fog-esque type weather as Garrett Michelle steps in. Michael Ebner back on the bump as the Braves have 7-8-9, trailing by only 1 run in such an interesting night here from Cotuit. From the stretch is Ebner. First pitch breaking ball right in the zone.
And a very interesting defensive setup here for Cotuit to start the 6th inning. The third baseman in Becerra about just 70 feet away from home plate.
The 0-1 hangs off the zone. Shortstop up the middle, and Cerny is shading up the middle from his usual 6th position. Right side is normal depth. As Ebner from the stretch is 1-1, back to a breaking ball, dips low and outside. 12 hits for the Cats, 6 for the Braves, neither side with an error in an 8-7 clash. Ebner kicks and deals. Michelle fouls off the 2-1 out of play. Michelle tonight, 0 for 1, an RBI walk back in the 4th inning. Now with 6 RBIs this season and came to score on a wild pitch. Ebner, a deep breath. High leg kick, 2-2. Up the ladder. Michelle will swing and a miss. Second punch out for Ebner and a big out number 1 here in the top of the 6th.
And facing the bottom 3rd in this order, Jackson on deck with that hit tonight. Ebner's just going to try and find the strike zone here, and he's been so efficient this year without giving up a hit, looking to finish this one off, presumably.
Another lefty in Landon Vitterix. He's a first pitch heater at the letters. Vitterix 0 for 2. Coming in batting 160, the outfielder out of Cincinnati. Made a nice put out on a 9-5 throw out in the 1st inning. 0-1. Vitterix pops it up, foul territory, third base side. Peebles the catcher towards the dugout and into the stands. And as Nathan alluded to, likely it here from Lowell Park. because you would think it's the top of the 6th, Bourne down by 1. If you give the Kettleers a chance, it's another quick inning. Then you go to the 7th. Does Bourne get a chance? You kind of drag this thing on. And at this point, very dark right now, but conversations will continue to be had after the inning. Ebner sets his sights, glove at the belt. 0-2, swing and a miss once again. Vitterick fouls it in the glove. Another elevated fastball. 2 down, and the third punch out for the righty.
And now with only 1 out left, at this point, Jackson's got to do whatever he can to get on base, and you almost just want to play for the tie at this point. Of course you want to win, but getting just 1 run here will be crucial, and then you try and get those final 3 outs in the bottom half.
3 straight lefties, and Jackson, a looping curve on the first pitch. He looks at it for a strike. Ebner is still yet to allow a hit. This is now his 11th inning of the summer, and no earned runs as well for the righty out of USC. 1-1 count. Jackson had the big 2 RBI single in the 4th inning, broke his 0 for 26 streak. He stands back in, 1-1 delivery with 2 away. Back to the looping curve, paints the outside corner. It's 1-2. So this likely could be it here from Lowell Park for the Cats to get win number 11. 1-2 with 2 away. Ebner kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. 3 straight strikeouts. His 4th. Jackson goes down swinging and likely could do it here from Lowell Park. We'll get the final call coming up as the 3 umpires will converge on the first base side. As Scott Landers walks back to the dugout from his third base coaching spot. And they're going to call it. That is it. The quick signal of the wrist from the home plate umpire, Joe Carrico. And that does it here from Lowell Park. So we play 5.5 innings, and the Kettleers win an 8-7 game. They'll move to 11-7 on the summer. The Braves to 6-10-2. And yes, this game ends in 5.5 innings on a foggy, rainy, and dark Saturday night here on Cape Cod.
You can tell Coach Landers not pleased with the way this was ending here, and kind of catches just everybody in the Bourne dugout off guard. I'm not sure they know about the darkness rules. A lot of these guys new to the roster. Not a lot of the coaches came out. Not a lot of the players came out. Everybody just kind of assumed that this game would roll on, but, you know, that's it. That'll be Bourne's 10th loss of the summer, and a pretty weird way to end this one.
And tough there for the Braves in a game where you play so solid on the offensive side. It's an 8-7 battle. The offense is coming together. We saw the Cam Kozel home run. We saw the huge 6 spot in the 4th inning for the Braves to crawl all the way back. And it stinks for the Braves for a game to end like this in 5.5 innings of baseball. But that's what happens with some fields in the Cape with no lights. You think coming in, though, it would be a 7 to 8 inning battle. And, you know, this is definitely above my pay grade. But I think that for a lot of these fields, I think the 4:30 starts need to start sooner. These fields like Brewster and Cotuit start to play at 4:30 later in the summer, but I think we saw Brewster 7-inning loss, 7-inning game a few nights back, and we saw Cotuit play 5.5 innings here, something that could be discussed.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, you can't do anything about the lights not being at the parks. That's just going to happen, but 4 o'clock starts maybe. I mean, this is just kind of embarrassing if we're thinking about it, that you can only play 6 innings in a game on the 6th of July. And, you know, you can do what you want with the weather. It just sucks that a game has to end like this.
Well, the Braves lose one tonight in 5.5 innings, and Bourne now has to move on after an offensive performance that was there. The pitching was not, and Bourne, bottom line, falls to 6-10-2, and the Kettleers up to 11-7. The Bourne Braves back in action tomorrow night, and a crucial home game against the Falmouth Commodores. First pitch at 6 from Dorn Park, but for now, we'll say our goodbyes. For our producer, Jeremy Gay, our sideline reporter, Adam Gotkin, and my partner, Nathan Schwartz, I'm Cam Manna saying so long from Lowell Park in Cotuit as the Kettleers take down the Braves 8-7.